I think somebody writing is like, I have no idea.
They're like,
Two fights on the ropes. Shannon Moran from the way. 12th bout of the evening coming up.
Now entering the ring, fighting out of the red corner. Weighing in at 109 pounds, fighting out of On the Ropes Boxing and Fitness and trained by Gretchen Cook and Jamie Clampett Hayes. Let's hear it for Annie Riecke!
Reicke's not terribly difficult. All right, so I don't even think it's a matter of songs being good or bad. I just don't know any of them, dude.
Yeah,
And
we're
partially-
old.
We're old.
And
But
we're
not
not
like,
hip.
I was just saying, it's not even like just like
We're just not cool.
old people. We just are not cool.
Before I put on the glasses, the huge dork look, we knew a lot more of the
Listen,
songs, if we're
man.
being honest.
I like glasses.
Ugh.
I don't think they're as bad as you're making them out to sound.
Throw your uppercut, try to hit me in the gut, thinking that I won't react. First round, you thought you would've knocked me down. Fifth round, bleeding out the side of your mouth. Final round, only the sound of my name in the crowd. You did a bust.
Please welcome, fighting out of the blue corner, weighing in at 110 pounds, fighting out of the way and trained by Brandon Moncella. Put your hands together for Shannon Moran!
The Moranimal,
Dude, the fight nicknames are on point
is
tonight.
spectacular tonight.
Moranimal? Moranimal?
So you
I
got
love it.
Annie Riecke, 5'3", 109 pounds. Shannon Moran, 5'3", 110 pounds. So very, very comparable tail of the tape here. When you see the lighter boxers, male or female, doesn't matter. I mean,
This
you
is our
expect
12th
high
fight
volume,
of the
high
evening.
volume. So
Yeah,
expect some fireworks early.
What they potentially lack in power, they typically make up for in volume. It also should be noted too, Brandon Moncella, like just to keep pumping this guy's tire. He's great. He's the one coach you see, right? He's waving across the ring to the other corner. We always do that.
Yeah.
And whenever we don't get a wave back, we're like, oh, I hope we absolutely crush you guys. And that's, everyone should take note of it. If I wave to you and you don't wave back, just know that that win feels that much better every single time. You know what's one thing you noted? Annie's stock picture, as well as the montage footage, didn't look like it matched the rest, to the point that I'm wondering if she's potentially a replacement of sorts. She already appears to be a decent boxer. It's very early.
Man, both these females coming out with some stuff.
And again, at this weight class, you might see this type of output
For
in
6
action.
full minutes.
Yeah. These women, and again, decent boxing skills right off the bat too. It's hard to totally recognize it, but good straight punches, snappy punches. Not a tremendous amount of defensive liabilities. It looks like Riecke might be slightly more experienced of the two, but when I say slight, great right hand by Moran. The Moranimal is finding a home for that right hand. Now again, I do believe Riecke might be slightly more polished, slightly more experienced. That's great, all right, until Moran punches you in the face.
Yeah.
And also, like, I don't need to discount Moran's ability. She can clearly box as well. Great boxing, good output from both women.
Starting to see him slow down even a little bit already. But yeah, Moran finding a home for that right hand pretty early.
Yeah, I think this fight's playing out a little differently than I expected early on.
Moran seems like she has a little defensive liability where she leaves her head up when she throws punches, but Riecke hasn't capitalized.
Yeah.
And if you have a defensive liability that nobody capitalizes on, it's not really a defensive liability anymore.
It reminds me of a certain member of our gym, which will go unnamed, but we have one kid at the gym who does have defense liabilities. He also has, Thor's hammer attached to both wrists. And he gets away with a lot of defensive liabilities because if he touches you once, he can change the entire fight. Moran, for what does she weigh? What's she listed
109.
at?
110.
110 for a 110-pound female.
She got
can
some pop.
punch.
Yeah.
I mean, that right hand's great. She ate a right hand of her own.
So again, that's like one of those competitive first rounds, but I think that was a Shannon Moran round.
I think it was definitely a Shannon Moran round. Yeah. I think as they progressed through the rounds, they settled in a little bit. Still high output, still good combination punching, but at the same time, with them settling in and relaxing a little bit, I think we got to see a little bit more of what they had in terms of fundamentals and ability.
Nice, deep, controlled breaths by Shannon Moran. Again, Brandon Montella, we coach a lot in the same way, and it's when you especially if you're a newer boxer, you don't tell them 100,000 things in the corner.
And it looks like we're seeing something similar on the
ropes.
Yeah,
on the other, you see the same thing from on the ropes, boxing and fitness. Slow their breathing. Tell them to relax. Tell them one thing that they're doing right. Tell them one thing they need to adjust. Keep it simple. Tell them to relax. Slow their breathing.
Also, it should be noted that there should be defined roles in the corner, right? As Brandon Montella is giving instructions, Leash Pike, a fantastic amateur boxer in her own right, is giving ice on the back of Shannon Moran. Clear roles. Shannon Moran looks like she is the one pressing the action.
Moran has just a
she's got a
thunderous
great
right hand, man. But she sets it up. She gets her head off center. She changes levels really well. She can box.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, again, both females can box. It's very, very
it's
high-level boxing. Again.
Exactly what I was alluding to or getting to is the fact that the Serena Cates fight earlier in the night, right? Serena Cates, masterclass performance, right? Against an incredibly talented boxer, Lorna Dollery. And I think we're seeing something similar here in the sense that
Moran is having incredible success against a very, 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 very technical boxer.
Yeah. And you know what's funny, too, because I almost said this as a knock, and I don't know if I said it on this broadcast, but New York, a lot of the bouts were almost too polished, and I felt like because of that, it didn't have the same type of excitement. But with these fights tonight, there's been a couple of really, really polished boxers, but they still just have whatever, that X factor.
Yeah.
That stink on the punches, the tenacity, the meanness, and they've been really good fights tonight. As you mentioned, you can see that the action is clearly slowing down. Slowing down, not slow by any stretch, but Moran still is landing that right hand.
Man, Moran has that head so high. It's the only thing that I'm noticing. But she gets her head off center and changes levels so well.
It's almost, yeah, she actually ate a decent 1-2 down the pipe there. Another thing is they both strike me as very tough in the sense that we mentioned earlier in the Marino-Casey fight that when Marino was getting hit, she tended to look away or lose sight.
Yeah,
when these women, look at
like,
Moran
okay, yeah,
ate
yeah.
a 2, a straight right hand directly off the bridge of her nose, and she just smiles back.
She gets her head off center when she punches beautifully. When she throws that jab, she gets her head off to the right. When she throws that straight right hand, she gets her head off to the left. She gets her head across each time.
I think, by the way, that round was a little bit more competitive towards the end of it.
Yeah, so I had it as a Shannon Moran round. If you had it 2 rounds to none, Annie Riecke, I've heard less egregious things.
Yeah,
it's a competitive fight.
There's a lot of dancing in the crowd between rounds, and that always I always found that confusing, right? Because you know this is a minute. Oh, so I should be clear. We're talking about the crowd.
Oh yeah.
There's no dancing, and there's just a bunch of friends dancing, But you got 40 seconds. So then what do? You just shut it off? Because once I'm on, I'm on. I'm going hard. Is that what they say when they dance? By the way, not a huge dancer, believe it or not, or a big fan of Paula Deen. Quite frankly.
I'm telling you, not a good person, man.
Damn it,
Didn't know that. I know.
Super embarrassing.
Rookie move.
Yeah.
Rookie move. Should have been in the liner
I'm still
notes.
cutting my teeth, dude. If I'm replaced on the next broadcast, I want to say that I appreciate your time. And just know that it came from a good place. This fight is the most competitive fight of the night.
Yeah, very, very, very close.
I have Moran winning it so far. If Riecke or Riecke, I missed the pronunciation, has a strong enough third round, this could get interesting. Now, I mentioned earlier in the night, every decision thus far has been unanimous, all right? Don't quote me yet.
Don't be surprised.
If there's going to be a split decision tonight, this is the fight. You're going to see it. I mean, this is a tough, hotly contested bout. Now, Moran, again, is probably a great person outside the ring. When she throws punches, the expression on her face, she throws punches with bad intentions.
Yeah.
She's absolutely trying to hurt you. Now, one thing I'll say, though.
She's slowing down big time this
Not only
round.
that, but Riecke, good lateral movement.
Yep.
Watch. She stands in front of her, throws her punches, and watch. Sneaks out either right or left, and it's not just right or just left. It's the out that makes sense. Saw a little sneaky uppercut in there as well. This fight's going to be close.
Yeah, just
this
under
is
a
gonna be
minute
a
left.
close fight.
Oh,
Great right
good
hand from
right
Moran.
hand.
Moran, clearly the bigger of the two punchers. Riecke looks like a little bit more polished.
The story
right?
of the fight, real quick. I mean,
Yeah, go.
look at the head placement. Every time Moran throws a jab, she gets her head off to the right. Every time she throws a straight right hand, she gets her head off to the left. She gets her head off center. Riecke's head is on the center line, and that's really the difference that I've seen the entire bout. You got to get your head off center. You got to move. Or you got to pick it off. You got to parry. You got to catch those punches. You got to do something. But you can't keep your head on that center line.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a tough decision. Great jab. Two
Great
jabs
by
in a row.
Riecke.
I'm telling you right now, I don't know. I honestly don't know. Now, again, as a commentator, I got to put myself out there. I gotta pick a winner or loser.
Yeah, I got blue corner Shannon Moran. If it's
I
split
believe-
or if it's for red, I don't think it would be egregious. A super competitive bout.
This is what I'll say. I believe Moran won the first round. I believe Riecke won the third round. I personally believe Moran did enough in the second round to win it. That's the round, though, that's going to swing people. And I wouldn't fault any judge for scoring it unanimously for Moran or any judge scoring it unanimously for Riecke.
Yeah.
That was the most competitive bout of the evening.
super competitive bout.
Great fight. As a note for those watching at home, generally speaking, the longer it takes to tabulate and announce a decision, generally the more hotly contested that decision is.
Absolutely.
When it's unanimous, it's usually a slam dunk. They grab it. They say, out of the red corner, fantastic. This one taking a little bit more time. This should be interesting. I'm going to score it for Moran. We'll see how the officials score it.
After 3 rounds of nonstop back and forth action, we go to the judges' scorecards for a split decision. Declaring your winner out of the red corner, Annie Riecke.
Again, so not only was it a split decision, Brandon Montella, the first thing